Ever stared at the Mona Lisa and thought, nice smile, but why is she smirking? Turns out she might be in on the joke. Peer close enough, really close, and her eyes spill tiny letters and numbers, smaller than the tip of a needle. No Dan Brown novel stuff. This is the real brushstroke level deal Leonardo baked into the world's most famous 77 by 53 cm slab of poplar. Back in 2010, Italy's National Committee for Cultural Heritage took a microscope to a fresh gigapixel scan. In the right eye, they spotted LV, crisp as a passport stamp, Leonardo's initials. Left eye, fainter, CE, and maybe a B. Each mark is under a millimeter, laid down with what had to be a single-haired brush. These flecks survived wars, varnish, humidity, even some guy chucking a rock in 1956. Happy accident? Hardly. Leonardo was the type who measured eyelids for fun. If it's there, he put it there. Glance over her shoulder at that misty bridge. Zoom in and the stonework coughs up a tidy 72. In Jewish tradition, 72 is the number of coded names for God. Early Christian texts send out 72 disciples. Leonardo owned both the Hebrew Zohar and Christian codices while painting the portrait. Add those digits to the I letters, and the portrait starts reading more like a cryptic ledger than a casual housewife pic. Textbooks swear it's Lisa Gherardini, silk merchant's wife, hence La Gioconda. But LG never shows up in the microtext. Art sleuth Silvano Vincetti points out that CE and B line up nicely with Caterina and Sforza, the brainy countess from the Milan court where Leonardo spent 17 years. Maybe the code doesn't just hide his name, maybe it hides hers too. Leonardo's notebooks read like a man looking over his shoulder for the Inquisition. Mirror writing, anatomy sketches stashed under floorboards. Quotes like, "Obstacles do not bend me. Every obstacle is a concealed step." Micro symbols baked into wet paint were the Renaissance version of end-to-end encryption. He designed tanks and submarines before breakfast. Sliding a cipher into a portrait was kid stuff. Phones won't cut it. The Louvre keeps the lights dim and the glazing reflective. Grab the open-source 240 megapixel scan from the French Center for Research and Restoration. Zoom to 400%, isolate the iris, bump the contrast about 20%, and LV pops like a hidden object game. Post your screenshot, watch your notifications detonate. Pause, open that file, and tell me what you spot. Letters, numbers, nothing but pixels? I'll heart the sharpest finds and pin the loopiest theories. Mona isn't a one-off. Overlay the bread rolls and hands in the Last Supper on a musical staff and you get a 40-second requiem. In Lady with an Ermine, the animal's neck ring hides the Greek letters Eta Aig, shorthand for the Eternal Ray. Leonardo treated every commission like a layered app. Pretty picture on top, Easter eggs underneath. Want me to break down that Last Supper melody? Smash subscribe and ring the bell. It drops next week. Critics cry pareidolia, seeing patterns that aren't intentional. Yet infrared reflectography shows the underlayers match the surface pigment, meaning the letters were painted wet on wet, not random cracks. Until the Louvre greenlights a pigment biopsy, the debate rages louder than a museum security guard's whistle. Ticket sales to see the portrait jumped 20% after the 2010 announcement. Controversy itself became a masterpiece. So the genuine Da Vinci Code isn't a Hollywood treasure map, it's a handful of micro-letters winking from a centuries-old panel. LV for Leonardo, CE or B for a mystery woman, and 72 for sacred math. All proof that old art doesn't just hang there, it talks. 500 years later, Leonardo's still making us lean in, squint, and wonder. Keep your eyes open. Sometimes the loudest secrets whisper from the tiniest places, like the iris of a smiling stranger in the Louvre.